Good morning, Jay. How are you doing?
Good morning. I am peachy keen, except for technology challenges.
Welcome to my world. I'm sad not to see your
Good
face
morning,
this
Jay.
morning. Oops.
How are you doing?
Oh.
Good morning. I am peachy
Oh,
keen,
there you go.
except for technology challenges.
Okay, so let's
Welcome
mute
to my
our
world.
live stream.
I'm sad not to see your face this morning.
Oops.
How are you doing?
Good morning.
There we go. Just figures, man, I could just not get that right.
But you can see me now?
I can, Mr. Handsome. How are you?
Oh, so good.
Oh my God, it looks nice and bright out there. It's
Yeah.
it's just breaking, it's just
Is it?
morning. It's just breaking dawn here.
Yeah, let me lower some blinds.
Okay. So I'm just going to put some alerts on my chart.
I went for a walk along the river this morning again. And
Sounds nice. Those pictures you showed me were gorgeous.
thank you.
So how was your trading day yesterday?
It was not as good as it could have been. And so I actually had a negative day.
Oh, what did you analyze was the issue?
The issue was I stopped out and then I had to go do other things and never had a chance to make it back up.
Oh, okay. I take it you already have your levels up, don't you?
I have what?
You already have your levels up for,
Yes, I do.
I can see they changed a little this morning. Now, in the morning when you're looking at your pre-market levels, how does that affect the way that, you look at the watch list now? Does that really change anything for you?
Not really. I still just, it's, I use the watch list alerts more than anything else.
Yeah, I notice, sometimes it confuses me because I'll come in the morning and even though I did the list last night, everything's changed. And so then I go, oh, I hope everyone as well has got that change. This is a great example because I just wanted to run through this because I'm pretty sure that this pops up from time to time. And that is that, so as an example for CRM, we have a high price of the 175.50. So now that I'm on a 5-minute chart, I'm looking at that and I see that we gapped up. So really now our pre-market high and price is like right there is at 178.74. So as you can see, that completely now just changes my higher price trigger. And so now my trigger is, basically at the 180 mark. And the reason why I've had it, well, is it at 180? No, probably like 175, 179, 25, 30, somewhere around here. And the reason I pad it is, from the time it's 625. So by the time I get to my other 3 tickers, it may have already creeped up a little bit. And so I want to be aware of that and just kind of keep an eye on it. And so that's why I say, when a trigger goes off, not to just, not to just rush into it. You don't have to be nervous about it or rush into it. You have plenty of time to jump into your trade. So those are some of the reasons. Those are some of the reasons why I would do my watch list in the morning, because you really kind of had to take the totality of all the information to then do it. And so sometimes looking back when I was newer, taking alerts from someone else, I would think to myself, we would get the watch list the night before. And then sometimes you get into a trade and it hits the alert price and goes the opposite direction, 30, 40%. And you're like, what the heck just happened? And now I'm wondering if those pre-market levels just weren't being taken into consideration. Maybe that was half the battle. So that's why as an independent trader, you get alerts and then you start looking on your chart and you start looking at what I call them are the power lines. So as I look at my support, my resistance up here and my support down here, you could see I have the trend pivot on Thinkorswim on. So here are my trend lines. And so now, because we gapped up in the middle of the night, everything has risen. The pivot point's risen. Pre-market market high is risen on Tesla. So I had 780, which still is actually pretty good.
So we did have Chaba send a note and said, if you think we should just switch back, but that means that you've got to get up really early.
I get up pretty early anyway on trading days, but yeah, we'll have to see that. Well, we definitely need to incorporate that into training so that people, really start getting familiar with,
So,
looking at the chart and doing it,
Now, let me interrupt 1 second and guys say there is a time delay on this. So if you're watching to move into a trade, you're going to get it 30 or 30 seconds to a minute or so after. So if it's something that's moving fast, make sure that you are watching the CCI or TTR or whatever you use. Make sure that it's still going the way you expect it to go.
It looks like pre-market, we're looking pretty good. Things look like they've stabilized a bit. And so we got some, ES levels, some SPX levels we should be concerned with. 4260 leads us to 4300, and support now is at 4125.
Top Notch is telling us that oil is climbing.
Okay.
That should do something for XOM.
Or OXY, your favorite.
Well, I don't have OXY, but Trader Chris came up with a calendar spread yesterday on calls, and I participated in that with him.
Oh, good, good. You still in?
Yes, it's what we did was sell the calls for this week and bought calls for the 24th. So we'll stay in and just basically let the one expire because
Do you hear this? Do you hear all those ringings and bells and?
Yes, it's that time.
Not only that, like all the alerts are going off. What's the dealio? What's up? All right, so you get the cues. So these are old alerts, but certainly tells you something when the CCI is crossing all of our favorite stocks here. So as we take a look at Tesla, and we'll just start going through some of these. Kind of have my toolbar in a not so nice area. Okay. So big wicks on Tesla, but it is moving just a little bit. Gonna move on. CRM. I'm gonna make sure that my Heikenashis are off in the morning. I don't need an extra long candle. Extra long wick, I should say. Still a wick on CRM, though. It looks good. It gapped up. It got above its trend line here. Just went through pre-market high with a full-bodied candle. It's trying to get there. I'll see. As soon as I say it, the wick goes down. This is why we always wait for that 5-minute, is because as it's adjusting itself, you can see that there's a wick there. So we'll just wait. This will be an interesting day to see if we have a continuation of our support levels being respected.
Correct.
I'm going to change this to 1 minute so we can see how that changes. You got any alerts on your side? As soon as
No,
I say that, I get a big red candle.
Yeah, I try not to look and listen very much until the 5 minutes is up. I'm in a little scalp on a small cap that it's in the red right now. I'm just kind of waiting for the full 5 minutes before it keeps blipping.
Mm. So yeah, if nothing else, hopefully people, recognize that we're excited in the morning too to get into something, but we got to wait for that 5 minutes.
Right. XOM is still moving, has a nice green candle.
So what was I going to check here? Let's see. So it looks like our INTC play is the only thing I think we have active from our 3 swing trades that we had.
That is correct.
And so it looks like that's up 15%. So that's good. So we'll see how that goes today. I'd rather close it in the green.
Right. I'm seeing
Yeah.
that.
Now it's at 11. So you can see what a great example, as we're talking about it, you can see how on CRM, we have two wicks on 1 minute charts that hit the pre-market high and then just reverse. That's all it did. It touched it and that's all she wrote. And, if this didn't happen so much, I don't think I would have created that personal rule of mine.
All of those hypodermic needles on just about every chart.
That's right. I forgot that's what you call it. Hypodermic needles. They can get you.
They inflict pain.
So here's Facebook. What's Facebook look like? Let's see, 198. Oh, got lots of alarms going off on my end. So it looks like Facebook goes through its pre-market high and is just testing it. So we're gonna, what level do I have here? 198.
Brandon is on and wants to know how you determine entry price. I don't know if I don't recognize that as a subscriber, so maybe you should do a little bit of explanation. And
Yeah.
good morning, Heather and Wick Flair.
Oh,
Wick Flair wants to know what the bottom indicator is. So,
all right. Well, that is the CCI, and this one was specifically developed for Thinkorswim with Trading Made Simple for the strategy that we actually teach and follow here. And so if you utilize Thinkorswim, you can just get the basic CCI indicator and it will work just fine. And we're basically just utilizing the 0 line. All right, so Facebook looks strong here. So before I continue, I do want to get into that. And if you could type that in Discord, since there's a lag.
You're getting into this one?
Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked good.
All right, let me,
If I can pull it up. Yeah, just for a little intraday trade. It broke my 198 level. I'm actually a little late to the party here. We could give it a shot.
okay, and I misspelled that, guys. So I have to just overcome that.
What's that?
Entering.
It's okay. It's not running yet. Gotta get my screen on this side. All right. What else do we got? So interesting. It looks like, what's IWM doing? Let's see. Not too much.
All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and set a trail stop on this because I can't watch that and trade.
Well, I can certainly help you with that.
No, I mean, I'm just looking at camera, looking at charts, and I'm just gonna go ahead and set a trail stop.
Smart. Just seems like it's kind of staying in this little area right here. Gonna give it some room. We have a lot of green on our watch list, but it's turning red, I see. And as I'm looking at Facebook, coming right down to its 9 EMA on a 1 minute. You know what I'm missing? Okay, so we have the blue IV label, which means that it's got somewhat low volatility here.
And I just stopped out of Facebook.
Yeah, it went right up to let's see, gosh, 199. So, and my entry was 198, so that was a bust. So I'd like to see if it retests its pre-market high and then pop back up. That's typically what it does. So, you know, your pre-market levels are support and resistance levels. And so what ends up happening is you know, as something breaks, it will go up and then come down and then retest it. So oftentimes, you know, waiting for the retest is it's a better entry point to get into. So we'll see if that happens. You can see the CCI is still above the 0 here on a 1 minute. So on a 5 minute, it should be as well. And you can see, you know, on Facebook, as we're looking at that dang, I'm going to say dang wick on the second. So the first one passed through with the top of its body, not aggressively, as assertively as I would like it. The second 5-minute candle then is a very tall wick. So that kind of, that got me in. That got me suckered in. And now you can see on the third candle, it's coming up. So it did kind of come down and retest that pre-market high. But we'll see. It might do a double top and then reverse. So we'll see how that goes. INTC, I just let that one just completely go. What are we going to do with that one? How is the Qs doing here? What are the Qs doing? Just got an alert for something on the Qs.
Big Boom is asking what small cap I'm in, and I am not in it now. I just got out using the CCI, and I've been in it twice now, and I'm about $20 off, so I'm not getting back in it.
What time frame were you using? Was that more of a swing play for you, or
it was a scalp, and I should have been using the 1 minute instead of the 5 minute.
was that a volatile stock? Did you have the
Very.
label on it? Oh, it was.
It's TNXP,
Okay.
and when you pull up, you'll see that the Darvis shows it. You know, it goes to the top and spikes out. And if I had got out,
You would have saved
yeah.
yourself some money.
yeah, I mean, I would have made a profit on the whole thing instead of a $20 loss.
So have you been using those new labels that we have for our IB rank?
Absolutely,
Well,
absolutely.
those are cool. Those are cool. You know, someone asked me like, is this thought process just making stuff up? And I have to tell you that, IB rank and the different types of strategies that you trade with that IB rank is common education in the industry. So you can look that up and find out for yourself via Google that when you are trading these types of different strategies, because there are so many, that there are classifications of different strategies that perform better in different types of IB environment. And so for us, even though we're using the IB rank right now with our CCI to assist us in making a decision whether we should be conservative in exit or be aggressive in exit, we're using it for a slightly different motive, but you could still utilize those for different types of strategies as well.
Okay, let me go back from the beginning, and I should have said good morning, Sandra from Pam. Alan says good morning.
Good morning.
Rochelle, LJL. Wick Flair is asked about the bottom indicator, and then Big Boom is here. Mark Noble just joined us. Greetings to Mark as well. We now have 33 people on. So this is a time delay because of Zoom and YouTube. So you may or may not get into something right away.
We'll try to type you in Discord in the free Ask Sandy channel.
So in the Ask Sandy channel, if you'll put your questions or comments in there, it might be a little bit faster than doing it off the YouTube.
Yeah, I guess because of the time delay.
Yeah, and it's another thing for those of you who are joining and you're not a subscriber, our price increases on July 1. So this is the last. You have 30 days to find out, to be grandfathered in at our current price. So and you're welcome. There is a free section to the Discord, so you're welcome to join in and ask questions and interact. There's just quite a bit of info that is not available in the free part. So And
Well, that, and I think today's our last live stream publicly, right? We're going just strictly for our subscribers.
it will be subscribers only. We will do some occasional, we'll do just an hour market trade like this. What we normally do is have the first hour on, and we take a coffee break and then come back on at 11 and discuss the trades that we had, discuss different market conditions and do a lot of interaction. And this is one of the times when Sandy can talk about how to use TOS, and if you're not using TOS or Thinkorswim on TDA, there are other platforms that you can use, but Sandy is the expert on Thinkorswim, and so a lot of the indicators that you see are proprietary things that she has developed. And we have some great coders in our group who are helping with these labels and doing the color code on the CCI that's on the bottom indicator, things like that. So Sandy, you want to elaborate on that a little?
Yeah, I'm kind of like a kid in a candy store, man. I've always wanted to you always have thoughts about, what kind of indicator would work well in certain situations. And so as, we got into Discord, we've only been live on Discord for 3 months. And in doing so, just really created a strategy and track the strategy using that profit and loss statement, which is public, and you can get to the Google spreadsheet via the Discord. And I think it really just shows that, if you can develop your system and be systematic about your entries and exits, you could really limit your losses, as well as make some good money with some runners when they happen. They don't happen every day, just like every day is not a good trading day. And so, but why we're here today is not just to get into calls and puts when we have an opportunity. I know we really want to, because because we're traders, but really we're wanting to be here because we need to be here to be here when the right time is happening. And you guys know in Discord when the right time is I'm usually yelling, hey, all the alerts are going off, and there's a flush, either a breakout flush or a breakdown flush, and we need to get in it. And those are the times where you can make all your money in one hour, being in the market for the entire month. And but we don't know when those days are going to happen. And so we have to kind of be here monitoring, checking things out. And we just do a very, basic step-by-step approach. Something breaks support, we're looking for the next support level. Something breaks resistance, we're looking for the next resistance level. And so we're just doing a very basic support and resistance identification, and then just using some basic tools that I like to use that have worked out for me and are working out for others as well, in this kind of easy to approach strategy of getting in, getting out with profit, because that seems to be the most difficult for new traders. And so that's what we're teaching here.
And looking at the Facebook chart right now, you can see that you're still not at the zero line. So I'm assuming you're still in this. Is that correct?
I am still in it. I'm down 14%, 12%. So, I'm going to wait this out and see what happens. We have a little bit of a negative tick readings, as you can see from the labeling on the chart. CCI is heading down. It could break the zero line, or it could, that pre-market high could act as support.
SPY is really dropping right now.
Is it? Which means that, everything else will probably. Yeah, I was looking at the Qs thinking that we were going to get a boost in the Qs. It actually is holding up fairly well here. Let me just see. So DIA not really doing anything. So really the Qs are outperforming SPY as well as the Dow Jones.
So If Samet is on, or one of these days I'll do this correctly. Samet was scalping the CRM and made some money.
Excellent. Awesome. I know he's new. I'm wondering, I'm glad he did. Is CRM, how is CRM doing? So Tesla's still wiki. By the way, when you see something that's got a lot of wicks on it, it's choppy. So gonna wait for that to get, more aggressive. Oh, CRM does actually look good. So CRM breaks figures. I should have gotten that one. Oh, that break, that's nice.
We're
So-
not seeing your CRM.
No?
No, we see Tesla.
Oh, there must be a delay. Are you looking at Zoom or?
I'm looking at YouTube.
So I'm on CRM now and it looks good. So Samad did the right, he chose the right ticker, definitely. And it still looks good, by the way.
Yes.
And it just broke through resistance.
And for those of you who are in it, if you, we stay in this until the CCI hits the zero line. And that.
Yeah, so, when something breaks resistance, you can, consider that a breakout and wait for a retest of some support, or get into the play and just recognize that our exit system is really based on the CCI. So if the CCI is not breaking the zero level, where on mine is that gold line, then we stay in the play. That's as simple as it gets, especially when the IB is low and we have a label that identifies that IB is low. It's blue. So it's right here and it tells us that the IB ranking for CRM is at 45. So let's see here.
So is anyone else in this? If you are, please let us know, put it in Ask Sandy or in the on the chat on YouTube. It's kind of a challenge to see all of those. So, oh, Freedom is on. Good morning, Freedom. Good to see you. All right. Yeah, it's good to be seen, Freedom. And Brian Brown says, where do you go to join? Just go to our Discord and you can log in and be a free member. It's Trading Made Simple. And then there's information on there on how to join to the subscriber.
Yeah, and if you look at my previous, if you look at any of, if you're on my channel right now and you're looking at my channel, any of the videos, just this last video that I created has the address for the Discord right in the description. And so you'll be able to just go directly to the website, take a look at the P&L graph, take a look at the services that we offer and what time our education is and live streams. And then it'll direct you right into Discord.
So Samesh says that CRM resistance is 185. So I'm guessing that he's going to stay in for a while and see where this goes.
Yeah, CRM's not doing bad. Facebook did a recovery here. So I was down 14, I'm down 3.
And John is in Microsoft.
Microsoft broke. Let's take a look at Microsoft. I better put some stops on these because I can see like whenever we're trading live, it's like juggling a whole bunch of balls.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep, Microsoft broke. Our level was 275. So you got yourself, if you ended up taking the pre-market high level, which you should be taking that into consideration, means that you got in at around 275.88, 276, and you're at 277 now. So that's good. So CRM's making some money.
And the SPY is reversed, so it's moving up.
I was hoping, I like playing, you know how you just like to play certain tickers. So I do like Facebook. I was hoping that that would do a little bit better, but not so much. Our INTC right now is, I was just really hoping for a little bit of oomph from the from those SMH stocks.
IWM is doing the opposite of Facebook. I'm sorry, of SPY.
So I might have IWM on my thing. I have DIA. Where is IWM? I'll have to add that. What's it at right now? SMH is up a little bit here. What's IWM at?
Say that again.
What's IWM at?
185.25. It just did it well. 185.13, 14. It's still dropping.
So you know what? The Qs are doing really well. Which I think is interesting, right? Like, so, you know, in order for, you know, things to get more normalized and have more of a push, as an example, more of a nice flush up, instead of just individual stocks going up, this one here, this one there. We actually need the Qs, SPY to kind of be, you know, together in this, going in the same direction. So it is interesting that the Qs are outperforming SPY right now. And I'm looking to see if SPY ends up catching up here, because if it does, we'll have a nice market push. That's what I'm trying to say.
And Nate has a question for you about futures. Do you trade those? ES, NQ, and YM. I know several people in here do. So
yeah, we got a couple experts. We need an in-house expert to maybe do some instruction. I just got on the futures about a month ago, and I haven't really done it. I haven't traded them all that much, maybe a handful of times. So not my primary at this point, but you know, we're reaching out to other experts to get them on board. In fact, today I just emailed a guy that is an expert on TradingView, by the way, because we have a lot of people in our group that, even though I'm an expert in Thinkorswim, we have a lot of members and subscribers that are with TradingView. And so we really want to get everybody on the same page together, making sure that the indicators for TradingView are exactly the same. And I found out while doing some instruction on a one-on-one yesterday that they're not. So because of that, looking to get others on board to help us out, because we have our membership is growing and we really need to make sure that we cover all different platforms.
Why don't you take a minute here and talk about the text alert service?
Let me take a look at Facebook and see if I need to cut that.
All right.
No, not yet, huh? All right, I'll just, our text alert service is in its beta testing right now. And so we had a suggestion if, because we have a lot of people that are working, if instead of, you know, just posting in Discord, if we could put our alerts out there on a text message. So that's what we've been doing. We've been testing that for now a couple weeks. We still have some fine tuning. I think I might try out another company to see if it's a little quicker. And so that should be up and running hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And, you know, just an additional service to help our subscribers out.
Hey, Nate, thank you for letting us know. Nate says he trades ES because it has some great tax advantages. Several of our members are trading inside IRAs, Roth and traditional, as well as 401 Roth and traditional. And then we also have an income trade channel that a retired trader is operating, and it has been it's been very good. It's primarily on income.
Yeah, he's utilizing, he retired early and he's basically managing his own retirement fund. He's got a couple $1 million in there. And he practices the wheel strategy. If you're not familiar, it's, selling puts and purchasing stock at a discount, and then also selling covered calls to make an additional income off of that stock that he has in his portfolio. And so as he's doing that, he's available for questions. And we just discussed this morning, putting up some educational material on the wheel. And he too is posting all of his alerts in our Discord. And so that's there as well, in an alert channel. Somebody just asked about having those being an SMS text alert. That might happen if we have enough of an audience for that. We may end up doing that as well. So right now it's just for our swing trades.
Okay, Top Notch just announced that he's in Apple June 10th puts, 150 puts.
Let's take a look at that. I'm getting really pissed off at Facebook right now. I can see that the CCI is heading lower. It's getting redder, but it still stays right. Still stays right above that, that pre-market high. So.
And I see a hyperdemic there. So
I know. I don't like it, but I'm going to stick with it because we haven't broken it yet and the IV's low. So just so you guys know, I feel the same way sometimes. So we're looking at Apple right now.
correct.
So Apple is up today. So he's in some June puts.
Correct.
Well, let me
June 10th.
tell you, I don't know if this little rally that we've had, if that's going to be sustained. I'm not sure.
Well, this would be a good time to get them while they're cheap.
That's right. IV's low, and you could get them cheap. So take a look at Apple on. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see it break pre-market low. Just to confirm some negative down action
Right.
before I got into puts personally. And that's on a 1 hour, just looking at it, in time, since he's looking at it in June. But he's definitely in on it early right now. And so if this thing takes a crapper today, he's going to be awfully happy.
Yes. Either that or he's already knowing the early morning reversal. So he's counting on that.
That's right. Speaking of which, thank you for the heads up, Jay. So it's 7:04. If you don't know, we do have a pre-morning, mid-morning reversal is what it's called. And every single day around 7:15 to 7:30. If the market has been going up, it'll typically reverse and go the opposite direction for a good half hour, 40 minutes. And if you didn't know that, you should, because that helps you get into your trade and get out with your trade with profit, as well as limiting your losses. So as you can see, it's 7:05, and I have to tell you, my stuff's not doing anything. So I'm not too happy about the
Those
progress here this morning.
Those of you that are on the East Coast, don't panic. It's 10:05 here. We're still good.
Southern California, I wake up really early. I'm jealous when you tell me that you went and you had breakfast and you went out for your little hike or your little walk. And I'm like, hey, barely got the sleep out of my eyes.
When I got up, you were sound asleep.
That's right, I was.
Well, it looks like Facebook, I'm sorry, Tesla has started its reversal a little bit earlier than,
Yeah, that's so, here's a perfect example. Sometimes, you wonder about this indicator, that we're experimenting with, has some filters on it that allow us to kind of gauge the momentum, as it's going lower. Now, just because something's going lower doesn't mean that it's going to be, breaking support and going even further lower, as an example. But sometimes you just can't take away the fact that, as a just analyzing this, if this is going down, why get into it there, right? I mean, it did go up just a little bit, but it went up on this lower momentum here, which is a divergence. So good information to know. I'll wait till it breaks just so that I'm following my rules. But as soon as that breaks, I'll be out of Facebook. And I should have got out of Facebook when you got out of Facebook.
Sly, this is where the conversation, when you have a question for Sandy, you go to the Ask Sandy, and she has even when we're not live, she still answers questions. If they are general questions, if it's specific about indicators or things that are only available to subscribers, those are not answered. But if it's just general questions about the market and a trade or something, you'll find a lot of help in here, and it won't be just Sandy replies. Several other people are very experienced, and I mean, it's a community.
Yeah, I think one of the best things about our community is that we have so many smart and thoughtful people in here that are always helping one another out. And I just love that. And we're, in doing so, we're, being able to help each other and trade together. And I guess that's the motto, is let's do this together. All of our brains together are better than just having one singular person. I may be good at one thing, but I'm not good at everything. Clearly, you know that, Jay. So like anything, we have a system, we follow it. And more often than not, it works out when we have our good days. But today is not one of those days. So I'm going to get out. And of course, look, I'm just like waiting for it to break, because there's always that hopium, isn't there? There's always that hopium. It's not going to work, is it? I don't think so.
So Sly is asking other channels. So if you'll notice the free education and tools, you're in the Ask Sandy channel right now. There is an indicator for Thinkorswim. There are strategies. There are lots of trade videos, as well as Sandy has, it seems like thousands, but there's dozens of videos on YouTube. And then Market Talk is where people talk about what trades they're in and just basically what's going on in the market. Wiki Flare, the time frame that she's using is a 5-minute, and with Heikin-Ashi candles. And it's something, if it is a very active stock like Amazon or Tesla, then she'll toggle between the 1 and the 5. But the time frame and the CCI indicator all works on whatever time frame we're in. Now, when I got that wrong, Sandy, you can correct me.
No, you're right on. The nice thing about the CCI is no matter, what time frame you're using. So if you were scalping, as an example, and you were, on a 30-second chart or a 1-minute chart as a scalper, you could still utilize the CCI. And so it is a nice indicator for that. I feel like it's quicker than the MACD. As a matter of fact, Chaba was saying that he was doing some back testing on a strategy, And so he gave me the specs last night, and we're going to run it through a back test or a screener and see its success level as well. So it's kind of nice that, everyone's really trying to, utilize tools that can better assist them in making their decisions. But at the end of the day, I have to tell you, as an option trader, if you're buying calls and puts, I can't say this or reinforce this enough. You need the market to flush one direction or another, or you're going to be in and out of your trade within seconds. So if you're really, trying to get in an intraday trade or a swing trade, you're in those calls and puts because you need that momentum and direction to be behind you. If you don't have it, then your calls and puts are just going to lose premium, a lot of premium, especially if they're the short dated ones, like the weeklies.
Yeah, Tesla is really dropping now.
Yeah, is that God, I'm almost thinking go the opposite way here. This, let me see what else I need to get out of.
Okay, so we have about 4 minutes left here, 3 or 4 minutes. So if anybody has any questions, please, or comments, please put those in the Ask Sandy channel or type them on the, okay. So Sandy, Nate has asked a question. How do you avoid chop? Everyone says to not trade chop, but I find that difficult to determine and in the moment, and it only becomes clear afterward.
Yeah, and I think, this is everyone's toughest deal is, when we wake up in the morning and we see that the market has gapped up. And so if you're not paying attention to the pre-market levels and you get up and you see that the whole market, everything's up 3-4 points or whatever, you're excited because you're thinking the market went up, there's no chop. But what ended up happening is the market went up while you were sleeping. And then when you wake up and the market opens, then there's chop. And what we're looking for is really like a lot of volume in the market. So you can use your volume indicators to determine that, or you could utilize, you can actually just visually look at price and on a 1-minute chart and kind of see like, is it really moving quickly or not? And so like right now, CRM is not looking good here on a 1-minute. Let's take a look on a 5-minute. Oops. So it looks like our mid-morning reversal is coming. What's the dealio over here? A little bit of a lag on my part for Thinkorswim. So it hasn't broken yet. So we'll let that go. But so really what you're just trying to determine is did price move up in the middle of the night? It moves up $1 when the market opens and then now reverses. So it's like, you better have gotten out of your position because that dollar now is being completely reversed. Just like in this example with CRM, it opens up at around 179. It got actually to 184. So that would have been a good scalp if you took the pre-market high level. And then, and look at that, like right when CCI gets red here, sometimes I kind of like that. I'm going to have to check that out. Then all of a sudden, it reverses. So if we're just going to have this, up a buck or two and then down a buck or two, if it takes a long time getting there, it's just chop. I certainly like, and people who know me know that I like my my trading days to be forceful with a lot of a lot of volume.
Like you might want to get in Tesla because it's flirting with the pre-market low.
All right, let me get out of these guys.
Yes, and we have about 2 minutes left, guys. Top Notch tells us that the VIX might go positive, and Apple just hit the low of the day. So he was
Is Top Notch right on it or what? Is Top Notch on it today or what?
He
What's
is
the
on it
dealio?
today.
Oh, look at this. This looks good. Hold on, hold on. Let me move you here. So we could see that that Tesla on a 5 minute broke above its and our IV level here is yellow. So IV is rising here. It broke above its downward channel. It went positive. It got to resistance, and we're looking at a 5 minute chart. It's now heading down back towards the channel. And you could see where the pre-market low is, like literally right on top of that, the upward ledge of the channel. So if it breaks that and goes into the channel, you know, that could be a nice flush of at least 5 points.
Okay. Mark has a question. Is there a way to implement the OCD orders and TOS positions that you already hold?
Yeah, you can add a closing order like a trail stop, or you can add a stop that's based on stock price as an example. So yeah, you can continue automation even though you have an existing order that's on.
Yeah, because he said all the YouTube videos that he's seen point to conditional orders at the time of first entering the position.
Ah, has he is he referring to my channel itself specifically?
I think so.
Oh, you know what? If he's in our Discord, or just have him email me and I'll see what I can find.
He is. Yeah, I think.
Is this Trader Chris?
No, this is Mark. It's not the same as Discord, but I'm pretty sure Mark let me know it. I think you're a subscriber. Right. Yeah. Mark says not just a trail stop, but a profit taker.
Yep. Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can do that. Just email Sandy or
All you got to do is just right click your option in your monitor tab and set your profit taking. It works just like, you know, any other order. It doesn't have to be from the beginning. It can be while you already have it in. You just need to right click it and set your stop.
All right, Sandy, it's time for you to take a break
Sounds good.
and get some coffee and maybe a snack since it's still early.
Yes, or maybe the scalp right here that I'm ready for now.
And we'll be back on. We're going to be back on here on Discord for subscribers.
I don't know. Let's talk about that, and then we'll let everybody know in the Discord. So thanks, everybody. I hope you got something out of today, and I do need to get into the scalp, so we will hopefully talk to you soon.
Yeah, and again, thank you all. We had 40 to 42, 43 people watching.
Oh, wow.
We really,
Hey guys, thanks so much. Really appreciate your support. I hope you like what we're offering. Let us know how we can improve it.
yeah. And Mark said he had just joined. So Mark, send us a send an email and
We'll get you set up.
Get you set up. Thank you again, everybody. Talk soon.
All righty. Let me just close this off, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you much.
I think I forgot how to get out of here.